Think about the difference between a provider and a consumer. A consumer is someone who takes everything they can get out of any situation. And a provider looks at it and completely flips the script. It says, how can I provide value no matter what setting I'm in? What would the world look like if we approached every situation with the mindset of what kind of value can I provide in this situation? And through your focus of adding value, not only are you adding value to those around you, but also to yourself, because you're now seen as someone that's valuable to be around. And that's not me saying that we should focus on being a provider and adding value because it's going to give us the status and the approval in the circles we're in. But I firmly believe we should add value because that's what God has called us to do. And if God's called us to do that, then we've got to take action on that.
This is the Take a Step podcast, where we help faith-driven young men reject complacency and take purposeful action every day. My name's Josh Johnston. Let's take a step.
On this edition of the Weekly Mile, are you interested or interesting? The more interested you are, the more interesting you become. Let's be honest, we all know the guy who has a better story. The one who listens just long enough to jump in and tell you why his experience was more intense, more successful, or more impressive than yours. He might think he's earning your respect, but deep down, you're already tuning him out. Now flip it. Think about the people you truly value in life. The ones you'd call at 2 a.m. if life fell apart. The ones you trust. Chances are they aren't the loudest in the room. They're the ones who make you feel heard. The ones who ask questions. They're present. They're genuinely curious. There's something magnetic about that. And ironically, the more they lean into you, the more interesting and respected they become. We live in a culture that worships the spotlight. Likes, followers, personal brands. Everything is designed to scream, look at me. But if your life is only about making yourself appear impressive, you'll never build real influence or deep connection. Because people don't trust those who are always working an angle. That guy who's all about himself, he might be the last person you call when your back's against the wall. Why is that? It's because we instinctively value people who are more interested in us than themselves. And that kind of man becomes the glue that holds others together.
Hey guys, we'll jump right back into the conversation, but I want to give y'all a quick look into MMP Customs. They make all of the Take a Step apparel, and they are the official sponsor of the Take a Step podcast. Check them out.
Hey guys, I'm Nathan Mooney, co-owner of MMP Customs. We are a custom merchandise company specializing in screen printing and embroidery. If you're a business, band, school, or any other type of organization that needs custom merchandise, MMP Customs is the place. Whether you have a big apparel need for an event or need to outfit your company, we offer a no minimum guarantee and have never missed an approved deadline. At MMP Customs, you will experience the best customer service there is. Let our family outfit yours. Visit mmpcustoms.com. That's mmpcustoms.com.
Scripture doesn't call us to puff ourselves up. It calls us to serve. Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. Philippians 2:4. When you live this way, you don't lose influence. You actually gain it. Asking someone how they're really doing, following up a week later, celebrating someone else's win without inserting your own story. Those are small things, but they carry a massive weight. A study by the Association of Psychological Science revealed something powerful. People who ask follow-up questions, not just surface-level ones, are rated as significantly more likable and trustworthy in professional and social settings. In other words, it's not just about asking questions. It's about listening with curiosity, then asking 2 or 3 more. That's what makes people feel seen, and that's what earns real respect. Now, for me personally, I resonate so much with this message because this was me. I was the person who was always trying to make sure that they were noticed in the room. I wanted the approval. I wanted the attention, no matter what setting I was in. And that always left me wanting a little bit more after I left the room. And I always wondered why that was. Well, it's because I wasn't interesting to anyone because I was so interested in myself. Now, how many people in the world do you know that you think of when you hear those words? Think about the difference between a provider and a consumer. What's a consumer? A consumer is someone who takes everything they can get out of any situation. And a provider looks at it and completely flips the script. It says, how can I provide value no matter what setting I'm in? Now, here's the problem. The world we live in today is a consumer-driven culture. Everything is focused on how can I get the most out of this situation, especially with all the advertising out there, with social media. Everything is focused on me, and self-promotion because I want the status, I want the notoriety, or I want the benefit. But just think about this for a second. What would the world look like if we approached every situation with the mindset of what kind of value can I provide in this situation? And through your focus of adding value, not only are you adding value to those around you, but also to yourself, because you're now seen as someone that's valuable to be around. And that's not me saying that we should focus on being a provider and adding value because it's going to give us the status and the approval in the circles we're in. But I firmly believe we should add value because that's what God has called us to do. And if God's called us to do that, then we've got to take action on that. So I hope that message resonates with you guys. If it does, guys, please leave a rating or a review on whichever platform you're listening. It really helps us to continue to grow and scale this community. And speaking of community, if you know somebody that would resonate with this message as well, go ahead and share it with them. Shoot them a text or even post it to your story. Tag Take a Step. I'd love to repost that so we can really continue to grow and have an impact on young men around the world. So with that said, no matter where you are on your growth journey, always know that every mile begins with a step. We'll talk to you in the next episode.